last week, and I was just like David when I got there. And he's like, I walk in and Brian is like, computer as loud as it'll go, just playing through different soundboards and just cackling, laughing at 8 in the fucking morning.
Nice.
Like, no, I used to use this for meetings, and I'd get in trouble if it was something I didn't like.
Is it just all Tim Allen?
It's yeah.
Jesus.
Hold on. That's reversed.
Why?
That's ridiculous.
More power.
First, a couple of notes I wanted to start off with was whoever's listening to this out there in the world, not any specific regionality or anything, but on the last podcast, I forgot to hit the publish button. So if you're seeing it update on your feed, you got the last week's episode and this week's episode all on the same day, because I'm going to upload this right after we record. So enjoy the double feature.
He's a great producer.
Everything that we cover on the last one is now null and void, because the hope was I could publish it so Tim could listen to my correct takes on everything and then argue with me. But
I can't wait.
Hence, now we're going to have to do that in the double future. So that is my community note for the evening.
Great. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back, baby, by the way.
Yep, we got Tim back.
Welcome back, Tim. Some would say the best person on the podcast.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, hands down.
Yeah.
Without you here, there's no structure, and it's just David being like, I'm going to say something just to try
Oh,
and
yeah,
get
I heard your
Tyler to
opening,
react at all.
I heard your opening when I was gone with when Sammy was on here. Sammy did great, by the way.
Yeah, she was great.
She did fantastic. But your opening was it left a little to be desired. Let's just say that.
You know what? That's for people who want structure. This is this is Chaos Podcast, and
It's for people who don't play FromSoft games.
Got it.
you'll get that later. You'll get that reference later.
Understood. Yeah, I don't think I need to get that reference because I know you. So yeah, that is the reference. Like, you are the reference.
Do you?
That's me. You just agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to Failing Style, an irreverent podcast about off-the-cuff thoughts, reviews, and the struggle of a group of lifelong friends attempting to maintain their friendship throughout the harsh reality of life constantly pulling them apart and talking massive amounts of shit to each other. How we doing today, fellas?
Good, man.
Let's go with let's shoot it over to third place Dave over here.
This is never going to end. It's just it's the meme that just never dies. It's the I almost made like a Fortnite YouTuber reference, which like no one's gonna get.
No one gets us. It's fine.
It's
Also,
Dave.
the meme that never dies. That's what hanging out with you is.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That is the best way to describe. Holy shit, that's the most amazing way to describe you.
That's
It's
very
the
meta.
meme, isn't it?
I will take. Are we doing this?
We are going to take a shot right now.
Okay, so it's Diffie Dave, and I'm gonna open this. I keep calling it Hot Damn for some reason.
It's pretty much the same thing. Ty, before you shoot that, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Just rock and rolling. That's about it. Nothing new. Nothing's changed.
Do not have Alex this week to
I'm not sick.
to bring us down with his bullshit takes, and
It's gonna be a shorter podcast.
All right, take the shot and I'm going to go home. See
All
you
right,
guys.
cheers,
Here's
guys.
the ASMR.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's awful.
Spicy. Why is it spicy?
Hot damn, am I right, David?
Oh man, what a bummer. So I won't do this a whole bunch, but on the last episode we covered the what we thought was going to happen on the Game Awards, and we're just so happened to be recording on.
Yeah.
We're live streaming silently the Game Awards. I think it kicks off in the next like 15 minutes or something. So if we go long enough, that would be interesting. But it's an award show, so it goes
it's
on
like
for
4
hours and hours.
long,
So anyway, 4-hour podcast today, unprompted? Question mark.
Sorry about your life, guys.
Yeah.
Join us for the ride, because here it comes. He also doesn't edit, so it's probably going to be like 4.5 to 15 hours.
There's a lot of random farts in there and burps. And
it's like, please let me go home. Like, you sit the fuck down.
We don't know who won Game of the Year or if it was a DLC. You'll never know.
That's definitely one topic that I did want to talk to you guys about. I know we don't want to make this like 100% a gaming podcast, but how do you all actually legitimately feel about a DLC possibly becoming Game of the Year? Like, and I know It's happened before. It happened with The Witcher, I believe, a couple of years ago. I think it was Blood and Wine when that one came out.
God, now I feel like I have to look that up. We're gonna
You
move.
want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
I'm just segueing here to so essentially for those of you out there that don't game, DLC is downloadable content, which means it is an extension of an already made game. It is not a new game in any way, shape, or form. So there is discourse going around the internet right now of people are upset that a DLC could win Game of the Year. But my question to you all that I pose is, do you all think that's bullshit?
No, it depends. It depends on a lot with the DLC. Because,
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely DLCs out there that are, 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
There's, what this one's like 40 hours? It's a game.
No, I don't think it's that long, is it? It's probably like 20 hours at least.
Okay,
though.
but same idea as Bioshock's Infinite. Was Beyond the Sea or something like that. When that was a long DLC. It was almost a separate game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has to play into the category. You know what I mean? Same title, same mechanics, everything. But if it's a whole brand new, like full length story, yeah, I'm here for it. But if it's season 6 of Call of Duty has a new zombie map, because that's technically a DLC.
That goes for best ongoing. From what me looking down, being silent, I couldn't get definitive evidence. It looks like Overwatch won Game of the Year in 2016, and The Witcher DLC won Best RPG.
Yeah.
Just on the specific
Overwatch won Game of the Year.
Yes. The original Overwatch was a banger. I know that we talk about it all the time. Like, what they've done with Overwatch 2 is a fucking tragedy. But the very first Overwatch, dude, that shit was fucking fire.
But yeah, the big prize of the night, the Game of the Year DLC on there, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all, because the watermark for getting you first of all coming in as a DLC, your DLC is then so good or so well received. That doesn't bother me at all. And that's not because I'm a FromSoft stan, like on the previous episode. If you're watching these, listen to these back to back, sorry for the repeat, but Tim's here now and he's the other side of the gaming brain here that we needed. So I said that I think Shadow of the Erdtree will win, but I would want Black Myth Wukong to win.
Yeah.
Was my personal take.
So I also have the list up of the previous years of winners. 2016, the Overwatch won, but it beat out Titanfall 2 and Uncharted 4, which I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that at all.
Now, I will say 2018 was a tough year. It was Spider-Man, God of War.
God of War should take
Red
it.
Dead Redemption 2. God of War should have won it for sure because it's the best game on that list.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I guess for
Sure.
people,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever.
And then after that,
Wait,
Sekiro won in 2019.
what won in 18?
God
Red
of War.
Dead.
No,
it
God of
did.
War, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say it would be a toss
Red
up
Dead
for
won
me.
Player's Choice.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
a toss up for me between Red Dead and God of War.
Those are literally, yeah.
I'll say the feeling that I got from playing both those games was incredible.
Yeah.
What I will say is, as much of a fucking masterpiece as Red Dead was, I did not feel nearly the emotion that I did when I played God of War. Jesus Christ, that game fucking got me, man. It was so fucking good, man.
Being a dad, I get it. That's a huge thing.
Yes.
Because it didn't, the first one didn't hit me as hard. And then, Niall was born and I played Ragnarok and there's scenes in it. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like,
Dude.
Yeah.
It just hits you different.
Yeah.
Like,
In
I
the-
don't know why I
in the-
agreed there.
In the first game,
buddy.
in the 2018 God of War, there's this scene where, spoiler alert, I guess, there's like a beam of light and you go inside of it, and Kratos has these flashbacks. He sees his old family back in Greece and sees them die, and then and then all of a sudden it gets to a point he wants to stay in the light, right? And then Atreus, his son, pulls him out, and he gets so mad at him. He's like, screws, what are you doing, boy? Why would you do that? And he's just like, I saved you. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He was just like, I was coming right back. He's like, you've been in there for hours. And then on the podium that you're at, there's just a bunch of fucking dead bodies. So Atreus is literally there just saving your life. I was like, holy shit. And then the feeling that I got as a father to be like, man, I'm so fucking mad at you. How could you do that to me? And then like to look around and be like, oh shit, like you were doing exactly what I taught you to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy.
That's sounds real close to
That's how I wake up Ethan every morning. I knock on his door and I go, boy, it's time to wake up.
Yeah, that was the light of Alfheim. You're in the Alfheim realm.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
It's where the Bifrost gets its power. And I don't remember like story-wise specifically, but it was like this deep moment of comfort, and Kratos sees his wife again, and you know what could have been kind of thing, and just wants to like, you know, resign himself to the comfort of the light. Maybe going towards light is the metaphor here, or whatever it is.
Well, I think it was just comfort in general, right? Because, like, you know, obviously he hasn't seen, especially his original family for, you know, we don't even know how long it's been since he left Greece. You know what I mean? It could be hundreds and hundreds of years. So, I mean, I guess if you look at the timeline of it, it's probably a couple hundred years since he left Greece. But
that one didn't rock me. Like, I mean, like I have feelings as I age. I like the hope for being sentimental or emoting more is you guys might kickstart this because you have children, and that emotional maturity gets on a little bit faster, because like it's not a necessity for me, but it's just something that I crave, or I'm starting to crave more. On God of War Ragnarok, that opening sequence, because I was showing Alex some, like on the last podcast after that, I sat here and just played different scenes from Ragnarok and some other openings and shit.
I always forget he stopped gaming for a decade.
I stopped before because I was just describing the opening sequence, and that Atreus and Kratos are going back to their house, and they get attacked. But the Fenrir scene, or the Fenrir sequence, because like Atreus, you hear like these little mumblings about, you know, I hope the dog is going to be okay. It's about a dog that's sickly and dies there. Oh,
yeah,
boy, howdy.
And to like,
it makes my cheeks red right now. It's not just the drink, but like, man,
the balls of them to kill a fucking wolf that you don't barely even care about as a player, but like you can clearly see that they care. In the first 3 minutes of that game, we were just like, dude,
that's the same shit with Naughty Dog with The Last of Us.
Oh fuck, dude.
First opening 10 minutes of The Last of Us, like even at the time not being a parent, and you're, you know, spoilers, your little girl,
bitch, please. If you haven't played The Last of Us by now and you're a gamer, like kill yourself.
Your little girl gets shot and she cries for you while she's dying, and then it fades into the future. I was like, holy fuck,
dude! As a parent watching and like I was literally like
I was in tears.
Had my controller in my hands and I couldn't even move. I was just like wide-eyed, like tears rolling down my cheeks. To your point though about like emotional maturity, it did come on a lot faster for me, but it's very different from what I'll say from like having children. Now I see shit like small shit involving kids, and it just like brings a tear to my eye. I was just telling my wife the other day that like I was dropping off my youngest girl at school, and we were just listening to Disney songs because that's what she wanted to do, right? And her favorite movie is Moana. She fucking loves Moana. So we were listening to all the songs. You know, we went through the hits, the You're Welcomes, and the, you know, the opening songs, and the, you know, all that stuff. There's this one song called I Am Moana, and watching it in the movie, I was just like, okay, that's a really powerful song. For some fucking reason, she had gotten out of the car at this point. I just want to point out she was already in school. And for some reason, I just let the fucking music play. Because I mean, first off, let's all agree, Disney songs are bangers. Like you can't deny it.
I'll give it 90%. Most of them are bangers.
Oh, trust me, there's a few I skipped through for sure.
Like fuck Trolls.
Yeah. Well, that's not Disney. That's DreamWorks.
Is that DreamWorks?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Get fucked, okay? Fuck you, trolls. No, but I was literally on my way to work, and I pulled into the parking garage. And I'm fucking sobbing,
ugly crying,
like in the middle of the fucking parking garage. And I like look up and I see people walking. They're just like looking at me like, "Oh shit, is he okay?" And like I can't roll down my window and be like, "It's just Disney songs."
I'm trying to find the United Healthcare CEO. Hold on.
It's dumb random shit. Like a couple weeks ago, Niall had teeth cut, and so he's just having trouble going to bed. So he's upset and stuff, and you know, like. The whole like dad, and I'm just like, Bubby, I got you. Miss Rachel was playing before I put him to bed, and I come downstairs, it's still playing, And it's like some songs like big feelings. I was like, big feelings are okay. Like, it's okay. Whitney's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Dude, get away.
It's dusty as fucking here.
I'm making second place chili right now. Back off.
I legit wish we had Miss Rachel like with my kids. Like she's a fairly new phenomenon as far as children go, but I've seen some of her videos and I was just like, dude, this is awesome. Even Bluey. Like I've watched a couple episodes of Bluey.
God.
David hates
Dude,
Bluey.
no, I know. I don't know. I love Bluey.
I thought that
I was about to fucking fight you right now. I was like, look, man, this is a problem.
Here we go.
I was like, this is a fucking problem, David.
Harry and Sam will come over sometimes and they'll, to then distract them or whatever. That was the original idea, was like we'd pop on Bluey and I just see all the other adults, Clara, Amelia, myself, just
sucked in
watching Bluey. I was like, this shit is awesome.
It's so good.
Dude.
It's so educational, and it's like it's made for adults and children at the same time. It's so smart.
Where dad sells the house because he got a new job, and right before they leave, he's like, fuck that, and rips the for sale sign out, and they move back in. I was like, yes, yeah. Like, I'm like standing, pushing Niall down, like, get away from the TV.
He's like, this is good. I'm like, you don't fucking get it.
Goo goo gaga, shut up, idiot.
Shut the fuck up, get a job. I hate you. But as far as big feelings go, I am actually happy to hear you say that as far as like emotional, maturity, because
you didn't know if I had that?
No, you're a very immature person.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's like, I calm everywhere, calm.
Yeah,
and I'm
you're
just
also
like,
a very reserved person.
you are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, I try to just like, paint in like gray tones.
It wasn't really a compliment. It was more just about like, here's your third place medal for how reserved you are.
Just third across the board, baby.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I smell the rice from downstairs right now. I put some rice in the rice cooker just to like get ahead of the game or whatever. It's going to be down there just burning.
Yeah.
It's just like it never shuts off.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Amelia's going to be running up here shortly. She's like, the dog is screaming at me for rice.
You're like, shut up, bitch. I'll divorce you right now.
Please.
No, man, I'm proud of you. Like, I really am, I think that, especially in this world now, like with because we can all agree, like, the way that we grew up.
Andrew Tate.
Our fucking... Let's talk about InfoWars real quick.
Talk to a coin.
Yeah. Oh, good God, dude. What a fucking dumb idiot. Look, if you put any money into that, you deserve to lose every fucking thing you own.
Dog, I fell into like a 6-hour deep dive today at work, just watching video after video after video. CoffeeZilla rips it apart, and it is so That's entertaining. Amazing.
So to get back to what I was saying about emotional maturity, you are a very reserved person. I will say that. So you kind of we all do this in our own way, but we deflect with humor, right? So like no matter what, it's easier to just like laugh or make fun of something and then just move on with our life and shit like that. But I think it's come to a head where like, especially men, around our age. Like we need to start dealing with shit, man. We need to start dealing with our shit. Like,
maybe the word reserved is what's fucking me up here, because or maybe your personal definitions of reserved is not what's like pinging in my brain.
As far as your real feelings, like your emotional feelings go and stuff like that, you are reserved.
Oh,
yeah,
like,
got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay.
Because you, as a person, are very outgoing. You're very, I don't know, crass. You're very
it could happen.
Abrasive.
That also can happen sometimes.
No, you just like, you want to be in the mix and you want to be the life of the party, but you also don't want people to really get inside of you, inside of your emotions and stuff like that, which is fine and it's fair and it's okay to be reserved, but as a person who's been in a friend group for like 30 fucking years, just don't do that to your friends. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just like open up to them about shit.
It's a weird thing to I think at an attempt that's sometimes a big failure. I try to be everyone's cup of tea and no one's cup of tea at the same time. You know what I mean? Ty?
Most of the time it works for you, honestly. Like it really does. Most
Like,
of the time it works
I want to be interesting and
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I was gonna say, you also notice though when, like, with that being said, like you'll go and joke, you're like, all right, that one didn't hit, I'm gonna keep going a little more, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit. Like, it's mostly at servers at restaurants, but
I know what I mean. When I know what I meant when I was like, Grandma, who's in Paris or whatever. Sorry, it's not a gaming podcast. It's just us or me quoting TikToks without any context.
There's zero context
into a
whatsoever.
microphone. But I can appreciate that. It's just something that's just come on in the last like couple of years or so. That's just slowly growing or whatever. It's not like and this doesn't specifically translate to like family. It's more so I've always been way more involved or interested in like my chosen family, you guys, and Tim's kind of come on the scene. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, it sucks for you, dude. I'm not going anywhere.
The chair's about to give out, dog.
I hear it from over here. I was like, I really need to like lube up Tim's chair. It's like,
unfortunately, I'm just gonna fall through the floor at one point. And,
into the basement.
just the force sags slowly, like quicksand.
Like, why is everything leaning this way, guys? That's weird. You fix your house, David.
I want to. No, not really. I mean, like this place it does its job. This is me looking for all the non-video
looking around like
for all the non-video listeners. This is me tilting my head from side to side, looking at the house.
If you log on and to our Patreon, you can see the video stream.
Yeah, it's $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's just you spreading your ass cheeks. Got him.
Dave, that's just you straight goatseeing once again.
You know what's funny is that if I was to pay $4,000 for like a Patreon and all I got was like a picture of an asshole, I'd probably be like, "Well done, yeah, you got me,
you got me."
Go ahead and cancel that.
Yeah, of course I would immediately, but I'd be like, well, fucking played, you know? Yeah, you got me. Yeah.
Do we have any topics today?
If
God,
you're stupid enough to fucking...
Wait, we're 30 minutes in.
I mean, we got a late start.
Whatever.
I was like, plus, as long as I'm home before 9, I'll be happy.
Full agree.
I think we had a couple of topics, but I mean, I think we were, I think we were just kind of freeballing it at this point.
Kind of.
Catch up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about Vegas real quick because we did reserve this one like with you in the room.
Oh, okay.
So I have a semi new position within the last couple of months where I have to travel more than zero. So any travel more than I did before is a ton more travel. So in the recent past, I've been to Las Vegas for about 5 days and Orlando for about 4 or 5 days, and so like it's just easy. The easiest way I could say this is Orlando is way more my speed. Mm-hmm. Way more my speed. Vegas, couple of hot points is smoking is damn near encouraged.
Yeah.
So I stayed on the Strip. You know, I didn't really get like the off-Strip experience. The convention that I was going to was on the Strip. They didn't really like behoove me to venture outside too far. So I'm on the Strip, and every casino, every place is a casino, basically, one. And then two, with casinos comes smoking cigarettes. Now, smoking cigarettes is cool and all, and it's very nostalgic for me. The smell of cigarettes for the first, it's cool for about 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, wow, cigarettes indoors. This is crazy. And then it just invades you. Yeah. It just invades your clothes, and you're waking up smelling like it. And it just, that part sucks. The single biggest annoyance outside of that is now I will pause and say, the infrastructure for moving people always astonishes me. Like either that's a large sidewalk, a moving sidewalk, escalators, elevators, just like,
I understand. Okay.
The science of getting a lot of people from one place to the next as quickly and as, economically as possible. I'm just like, wow, this place is crazy. The amount of times where people did that thing of, I'm going to get to the crest or the first step into a restaurant or a hotel or anything, and then they'll start the decision-making process right there at the entrance to the establishment. That happened 500,000 times, where people walk in and go, Now I'm going to decide what to order. Now I'm going to decide where to go or what to look at, because it's very confusing. Like there was right before the F1 races, so a lot of the Strip proper was cut off or redirected or something. Because in my brain, I'm thinking the Strip equals a straight line of road with sidewalk that I can walk all the way up and down the Strip.
Technically, you can.
I know, and that's what I heard too. So, I mean, really, it's a lot of escalators up and around and down and through. It's kind of mazy.
Right.
You know, it feels like I'm in a big casino outside as well, because it's just very.
Well, I think that had a
maze-like.
lot to do with the F1 race, because they will cut off roads, and like you can't walk across the street, you can't do that, and then they do the escalators over the top of
Doo-doo, ladies and gentlemen.
Doo-doo.
Get that on the doo-doo counter.
Hey, Nate, Nate, write that up on the doo-doo counter. But they do that to help the flow of traffic, because the fucking strip sucks. It sucks to drive on so bad, to the point where living there for so long, when people would come to visit, they're like, "Hey, I'm staying down at the MGM." I'm like, that sucks. Yeah.
Good luck.
I'll catch you next time, I guess. Like, we did not go down there, man. You would not go down there. It's a little different now, because like the flow is a little bit better, but now you have to pay to park everywhere, which is fucking ridiculous.
Leads me to my next point. So, as a science fact, the Las Vegas Strip is not for people. And so what I mean is, unless you're very independently wealthy yourself, or you're there for more important thing is you're there for business purposes. The Strip itself is one big business expense. That it has the infrastructure to hold multiple conventions at the same time for, I don't know, medical devices and recreational, RV stuff and
Humana.
whatever. Yeah.
Fucking Humana.
Yeah. A lot of insurance, whatever it is. But the Strip is there to hold multiple conventions all at the same time, and the prices can be exorbitant because somebody else is paying for it. These are not normal prices. These are not, it's 2.5 times more expensive for every single thing.
At minimum. Yeah.
Every single thing there. That was the shocking thing. Not only are people stopping all over the sidewalk, people just dawdling around. It's mostly just slow walkers, to get really specific, was my annoyance. I was like, wow, it's just like you guys are just hanging out on the sidewalk. I love this.
Well, because most people are actually like looking at the lights and enjoying themselves,
Sure.
David. But you're not.
Mine's head down, fucking just get there. I'm speed running 80% to the end of the day. But that's my current theory, is that the Strip of Las Vegas is not for human people unless you're independently wealthy or a business. Just flat out.
That's kind of Vegas in a nutshell, honestly. Like, even outside of the Strip, because the housing prices have like skyrocketed, and it's just like, it's inhospitable to live like during the fucking summer. It's just like it's and it's summer about eight months out of the year. It's just like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I miss it for sure. There's certain things about it that I really miss, especially like my friends and family out there, but I don't miss that. I do not miss that at all.
Who needs them?
What?
Friends and family.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But besides that, so Orlando, on the other hand, like, I mean, to me, my brain's like, Florida's Florida. I could say Orlando or Miami or just Fort Lauderdale, or just, it does not matter. It's just like, these are all just very similar places. Everywhere's a drive. I'm happy that we got a car. It's the most recent trip that I went on. We rented a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which is a big ass car. That is a big, beefy boy, because sometimes we had up to 7 people in the car, with comfort. That was very luxurious, very nice, and just not as gougy as Vegas prices, but just Vegas is like the single biggest example I could have of that.
Well, it's like the tourist trap of the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's the 4th Street Live. Forever.
But like an entire city of that. Yeah. So mainly what its entire goal is to get people on the Strip and have them never leave the Strip. I mean, that's really what it is. You can do anything down there and everything down there. Like, you can grocery shop, you can fucking, there's a million restaurants down there. There's
donkey shows.
There's pools.
Well,
yeah.
You made it weird.
Yeah, that's the sole purpose of the Strip, is just to get your money out of your pocket. I mean, that's really all it is.
I didn't think that, like, I never, it's one of those, you don't know what you don't know. Like, I enjoy, I'm going to say 2 things at the same time. Where, like, I like getting out. I like walking outside of my house sometimes, but I like the comfort and routine of my life, and then going elsewhere and traveling and whatnot. It just, it's a burden and I want everything to be easy and smooth and whatnot, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm a goblin and I'm just not like, I need to like change my paradigm about travel because it's like not, I feel so like negative about it sometimes,
That's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being comfortable where you live. I mean, I think that's kind of the goal, isn't it?
Right, Ty?
Huh?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What are you doing?
Hey, thanks for showing up, Ty. I really appreciate that, man.
Well, I don't know anything about Vegas, and I was checking.
You don't need to know anything about
I
Vegas.
was checking on the shipping for Euro's Christmas gift.
Nice.
Don't care. So,
Yeah, moving on.
how about
It's
the
not
restaurants,
here, so it doesn't
though?
matter.
now? Okay,
Like,
so
the eating experience is fucking top tier out there, though, right?
yeah, absolutely. So I mean, basically what I do for that is I'll do like a quick Google search if there's just to get like ideas, and then Alex's top tip from a couple episodes ago is if you want real answers to Google searches, then just type Reddit after whatever you're searching, and you
Alex
will find.
is obsessed with fucking Reddit, though.
Well aware. I mean, as am I, just not to the point where like I'm not as much of a dick writer as he is, but
Yeah, I was gonna say to a certain extent he's not wrong though, just because it is a public forum.
I get it, but he dick rides super hard for Reddit.
I agree, but
basically what happened was
same.
it was
Shout out to Reddit, y'all.
Shout out to Dick Ryder.
Dick
shout
riding.
out to dick riding for real. What happened was they as in the people that travel with me look to me as the food dictionary, I guess. I'm just like the guy who knows how to crack an egg with one hand, and they're just like, whoa, he's a magician.
No, it's just because you're big, like
that's-
real fucking
they're like-
big.
Can you crack an egg with one hand?
Don't even ask that. All right.
You're like, fuck no.
Ostrich egg, fucking
Ostrich.
yeah. Like
You could do an ostrich egg with one hand.
yeah, sure.
Most people
Get
have to
fucked.
use-
You can't.
Most people have to use a Dremel tool to get through the shell, but
They're not diffy.
yeah, I was gonna say gravy. They're not gravy, but
So
I can do it with both hands. You know what I mean?
I'm looking up
that
different
too.
places to eat, and for breakfast. So I'm just categorizing them: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, quick and grab and go, and expensive, nice meals or whatever. And the first one that pops up was a breakfast place called Egg Slut. An Egg Slut is we're staying in the Bellagio, which is right next door to the Cosmopolitan or the Cosmo if you're nasty. And this podcast sucks, dude.
It's so bad.
I'm glad I came tonight.
But we look up Egg Slut, and it said on Reddit they say like there's gonna be a line. They open at 7. For sure, get there at like 6:50 or earlier or whatever.
Yeah.
So I convinced myself and my other me at the company to go there, do it. And so we get up and we go. There is a line. We go wrap around the
That's
corner.
fentanyl. Yeah.
There is some fentanyl in the room. Just good luck.
Yeah.
But
Found it.
we go to Egg Slut. I see a couple people in line. It's like this open kitchen-y type, like quick little grab and go, the Qdoba layout, if you will, of like order here and pick up over there thing. And then we round the corner, and sure enough, there's fucking 25 people in this line. And the other one of me, named Brian's a little hesitant about it. He's like, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I want to wait for this. I'm like, I'll be here. I'm gonna be here, and we're gonna grab it, and we're gonna do it if you want to hang out with me. So they had absolutely fantastic, absolutely insane, fantastic breakfast food. I will not tell you the price. It was way more expensive.
Yeah, but isn't it crazy to think that like eggs on a bun can taste that fucking good? Isn't that crazy? It my brain understands that it's made up. It's comprised of all ingredients I've tasted before. Why the fuck do they taste so good on that?
Being people that came from food and that were chefs. For me, when I taste, I get the like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Right.
And I'm like, it's eggs and
Yeah.
bread, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I full blown just stupid and I don't know how to do this?
It all comes down to technique, right?
Thank you. I'm
It's
happy
technique.
that you. I was like, you're right there. I knew someone was going to say it. But yeah, it's just technique. They had like brioche buns. Like every little piece was just maximized to make it this excellent experience. Now, I am to jump to the end of the Egg Slut thing. I'm a sucker for any sandwich that's handed to me where like a portion of it is wrapped and the other side's exposed for some reason. I don't know why. This sounds so silly, but like,
no, I'm
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, especially like for the fact of, I mean, unless it's something whack, but like being like, hey, I know it's a messy sandwich. It's also coming from that. If something's gonna fall off, I want a little.
It's self-contained.
I want to catch for it. I don't want shit all over my fucking hands when I'm eating.
That's why you should have went to In-N-Out Burger, man. They do that at In-N-Out.
Do they?
Yeah, that all of their burgers are wrapped like that. In-N-Out is so old school, dude. And I know, like, all these people out there talk so much shit about In-N-Out because it's. I don't know. I think it's fucking perfect. Like, I you know, the whole smash burger craze now is like this giant.
Sure.
Everyone's like, oh, smash burgers. That's like the way that they've been doing it for like fucking 60 years, dude.
Like it was them, and then like it was Culver's up north. It was Shake Shack on the east, and
well, Shake Shack is recent. Like,
I mean, not super recent. I mean, it's been around. I mean, it's been around for 40 years. Almost.
We'll never know.
No
Been around
way.
since the 80s.
No, it hasn't.
We'll never know.
Consult.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Culver's has been around for.
Culver's has. Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything about Culver's. Fuckface. Yeah.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, I'm so fucking angry right now.
My fucking kids hate me.
But like In-N-Out Burger amazes me. First off, they pay their employees well.
Hate that.
Hate that. I knew you would. Yeah. He's a manager now, so he hates anything having to do with paying employees now. But they pay their employees well. Any restaurant that they have is within like 300, or it's either 250 or 300 miles of their processing plant. They have no freezers, so everything is driven fresh to them.
Damn.
They literally hand cut their fries inside of the fucking restaurant and fry them to order. Now, their fries aren't that great. I will fully admit.
Sure.
Fries aren't that great. Burgers are out fucking standing. And a lot of people talk shit because like when you walk in, it's literally hamburger, cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. That's their menu, like fries and shakes. That's it. Now you can get a plethora of different things on there. You could you could put grilled onions on it. You could do what they call animal style, where they fry it on the flat top with mustard and like shit like that. It's all quote unquote secret menu shit, which is why people talk shit about it. But it is, for it being a fast food, you know, easy to grab burger, it doesn't taste that way for one, and it's fucking
July
outstanding.
1904.
What? Shake Shack?
I'm sorry, it's July 2004.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way.
There is a difference to those numbers.
I was like, they didn't have a fucking burger, you know?
No one knew what beef was.
It's like, they never killed a cow before.
Just drink the white shit out of it.
All right, we're going to take another shot of Fireball here real quick, folks.
Here we go.
Forgive us.
Thursday.
That was just as awful as the first one.
Oh man. Okay. What I noticed,
tequila.
we go up the escalator, going to Egg Slut. Haha. You know, the name's cutesy too. Whatever. Cool. Whatever. It's trendy. It's fun. But casino's on the first floor. You go up the escalator to where basically all the restaurants start, and we pass a Momofuku right there as well. There's a Momofuku and there's a milk dessert bar as well. And I know that's
milk bar, yeah.
Also mixed with, you know, David Chang stuff. I'm kind of a dick rider for David Chang myself.
I do have to say, I found some Momofuku noodles online.
Yeah.
On sale. So I bought them there on their way. I am not a David Chang fan okay. Let me back up. Yes. As a chef, I respect the absolute fuck out of that dude. What he's done for the industry, what he's done for, you know, Asian cooking in general. It's mind-boggling. And I've even watched some of his shows, you know what I mean? And I enjoy them. And especially that
Ugly Delicious.
Yes, Ugly Delicious. And especially the episode where they talked about how, you know, how dumplings versus like ravioli, like the pasta side of things. Like how Asian cooking is considered like fast food or takeout, but then you'll spend, you know, $80 on a fucking ravioli, right?
Right.
But they're both dumplings at the end of the day, right? I fucking love that. That was a great argument. Him, like his personality, I just don't really vibe with. I think he's kind of a tool. But I just, you know, and obviously I don't know the guy personally, and I would like openly sit down and have a conversation.
He can come on the pod anytime he wants to.
Anytime you want, David Chang.
Hey, Nate, call David Chang.
Yeah. Nate, get him on. Nate! Get him on the phone!
Headphone warning after the fact. Anyway, but I noticed that there was a Momofuku there, and I'm like, well, that's a lunch spot. I didn't realize that Cosmo had that too. And also upstairs, there's a, like, I'll cut through all of there's random events that happen in between breakfast, lunch, and dinner or whatever. But
I don't care about the events. Talk about the food.
I know. Momofuku. So egg slut. So they had brioche bun, it felt like a lightly scrambled egg, like there wasn't. I'm going to call it medium scramble egg, but it stayed together.
But it's the perfect amount.
It stayed together perfectly.
It makes no sense.
It blew my mind. It totally stayed together perfectly.
It's technically like a soft scrambled egg, but it's not. It's not. It blows my fucking mind. I don't know how they do it. Again, it comes down to technique, right?
Duck fat, truffle, hash browns, and if you know anything about me, I don't like truffle. I think it's too heavy-handed all the time.
Do you not like truffle, or do you not like truffle oil?
Well, if pedantic wise, I don't like truffle oil myself, just because that is way too pungent. It's too much real. Rosemary for me.
Well, I also
truffle oil is not fucking real.
I feel like people overdo it just working at places that have truffle fries. It's like, all right, here's my squeeze bottle.
It's a very overpowering flavor for sure.
100%.
But all truffle oil is like synthetic, man. And I just can't stand the fucking flavor. But if you ever had an actual like shaved truffle, they're phenomenal, man. They're really, really good.
They were very light on. It was either in the seasoning or something, or maybe it was an oil spritz. If so, then they did it the perfect amount, and I really appreciated it. They had French toast, or it was like French toast sticks, but they were like the brioche buns that they had left over or whatever turned into French toast. I could have done that directly into the microphone.
You should have next time. Do it,
I think he meant the burp, not the moan.
No, the burp. Well,
both. Do both. Yeah.
The French toast sticks.
Nobody listens to this. It's fine.
The French toast sticks were outrageous. Again, this podcast is just like for me and my friends and hanging out and shit, So if you happen to hear it, sucks.
Yeah. Do something better with your life.
So egg slut is absolutely fantastic. I will go again if someone else is paying for it. Hip hip hooray. Oh, by the way, anything I'm about to say is under the guise of someone else is paying for it, because I kind of you kind of just run the jewels on under the guise of why was I there and who's covering the tab kind of thing. Shout out to covering the tab. Anyway, so Momofuku was next, and they had a tonkatsu ramen and a
my favorite
multiple
style
bao,
ramen, by the way.
multiple baos. So they had we had a shrimp bao, a chicken bao, and there was a pork belly bao,
of course,
and then a spicy chicken sandwich, just to try it out. What?
No, I know, like, someone else is paying for it, so I'm going balls to
I'm
wall.
gonna order everything.
Fuck it.
Yeah, a little bit of that. So the ramen, I will say, like, everything was great. I think ours is better. It was just like I'm gonna put my fingers up in the for all the audio listeners. I'm like making a very small measurement between my thumb and my pointer finger just to indicate this much. Like this much. It was just a little underseasoned. Just a little tiny bit underseasoned. Even I felt like Tim left the room, so it's just Tyler and myself at the moment. And we do a ramen event, or you've heard this on previous podcasts before, but I feel like the body of our broth is deeper, and I feel like the seasoning is a little bit more punchy than what I had out there. It was still absolutely fantastic. The noodles were great.
But I think it goes to the whole thing too, of course, like quantity. When you are serving that much broth constantly, you have to season all of it.
Yeah.
Because ramen's a quick serve.
Yeah.
Versus we would do it. Even at Mirren, we would do it to order, but it was, all right, cool. I did the noodles and the broth and season. Now it goes to a whole different station.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's, also, what the fuck do I know? Like,
sure.
Other than but that's my assumption. When you're serving such mass quantity, it would, in my mind, it would make sense to season gallons of it versus.
There's no way to like for us to scientifically do like the identical broths. It's the same thing of like, that's why there's a range of times on your pasta cooking time. It'll say between 8 and 10 minutes for your spaghetti, because they need some kind of range, because every crop of wheat to make the pasta is a little bit different as far as protein goes. And so like they have to have some kind of, deviation there. They can't definitively say, it's got to be 8 minutes and that's it. Done.
Right. You're also wrong.
Tight.
Yeah, everything you just said was wrong.
You right.
Yeah. There is an exact time and exact weight for everything, no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what, yeah.
So, brioche or ciabatta?
Oh, good gosh. Shut
Wait.
the fuck.
I had to think about that for a second.
The anger behind those eyes, though.
No, I am playing with a knife over
Good
here,
God.
and I just didn't know whether or not to whiff it at Tyler or not. Ciabatta can just eat my ass.
Ciabatta sucks, dude. Ciabatta sucks. No, hold on.
Wait,
it sucks as a stand.
What culture made that?
Ciabatta?
Yeah.
I'm assuming Americans.
No. Oh, wait.
It was Italian. What's wrong with
Probably the fucking eye towels.
French? I don't know.
Shout out to the Italian people.
There's a way better Italian bread. It's called focaccia.
Yes.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Dude, focaccia is an excuse to like fucking diddle dough.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever made it before?
Yeah,
It's
and then
so
fry that
fantastic.
bitch.
It's like,
You're essentially frying it inside of the pan, inside of the oven.
yes,
Yes.
your oven frying fucking
I like to
diddled
take roasted
herb dough.
garlic and push it in there.
Pieces of rosemary, all kinds of
Dude,
shit.
focaccia fucking
I drop my
shreds.
nuts
Am
on
I
it
going to
every
make
now and again.
focaccia when I get home?
Hell yeah, you are. You're like, look, I stayed up till 3 making focaccia. Here's your Christmas presents.
I'm fucking tired.
If anyone in the world actually like weighed out the amount of like a somebody whipped together a focaccia, I guarantee that bitch is 15 Big Macs full of calories for the amount of,
of course.
oil that you put on that thing.
Yeah. But it's also 15 times better than ciabatta bread. So
yeah, ciabatta bread.
ciabatta bread has its place as like a rip-off dipping.
Do tell.
As like a rip-off, like dipping in oil and vinegar and like eating. Like I could eat a ciabatta bread that way.
Sure,
But these fucking people that put it on sandwiches,
I think
drives me fucking nuts,
can
dude.
do. It's just big baguette to me. Like I think a
Yeah.
baguette can do the same thing. Hi, alcohol. How you
Yeah,
doing?
but they're all
Like,
the same thing, right? They're just it's just a crusty bread, right? So like that's the whole point,
Right.
Right. So whether it's a ciabatta or a baguette or whatever, but like these people that use ciabatta as fucking sandwich bread, stop doing it. Stop. Every time you bite into a sandwich, shit.
If you give me a baguette and you're like, make a sandwich, I'm gonna tell you, fucked. Like,
I'd rather do it on a baguette than I would a
You could
fucking.
do like a
Crunchy
You could do like a Cuban.
a
yeah.
crunchy baguette. No, you could. No, what? No.
Yes, you could.
You absolutely
Absolutely.
can.
No, you're all right. Make
Nate,
me
Nate, look it
make
up.
me a
Look it up real
Cuban.
quick.
One of you make me a Cuban out of a fucking crunchy baguette.
I 100% will. Yeah.
Like
gonna suck.
this is on the
I will. No the fuck it won't.
this is on the guys
Hands
that
down.
so we don't have availability to Cuban bread or other breads. A baguette would serve you just fine. I'd probably scoop out a little bit of the middle of like one of the sides.
You wouldn't even
So I
need to because it's pressed down. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I know, but I like to scoop out some. I like to scoop out some of the
Right
bread.
on,
You
still.
contriving fuck. Shut the fuck up,
I-
dude.
still.
I didn't know Alex was here. Jesus
Yeah, no
Christ!
shit.
You know, like,
As an ex small business owner.
oh
right?
no! Oh no!
As a small ciabatta bread owner,
As an employee of a small business is no longer open. All right. Ex-employee, sorry.
the bow. So
Yes, continue.
I will say, and the problem is for the non-video watchers, we're gonna keep this joke up forever. But for the non-video watchers, the bow
shout out to
was
Patreon.
the bow was seemingly larger. Like it was, they were about this big. Like where the ones that we get here are about, you know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say: is every restaurant I've been to outside of this area that serves bao, like legitimate bao, they're about the size that you're explaining.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not like currently in the market constantly looking at bao buns to then consume at home or whatever. But like they were just bigger than what I've had before.
Sure.
So like the size wise was cool because they serve they come like 2 or 3 per or whatever. Outrageously good. A lot of this was also, I like these things. My coworker has had none of these items before.
Yeah, it's not
And-
chicken tenders.
I know. It's not like-
You didn't get the spicy rice cakes?
you're looking up the menu?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, this menu looks fire. Like,
I will say the.
Have you ever had rice cakes? I guess
I have not.
there's no.
You've never had rice cakes?
Continue.
Are you saying like the fucking? It's like Asian arancini, basically.
No, they're more like cylinders.
Okay. No.
I'll make you some sometime. They're really, really. You'd really like them.
If it's anything like your kimchi balls, you could just leave that on the table. Anyway, so
oh yeah, weird because I got a lot of compliments this year. I don't know about those
like,
crab arancinis though. They were cold. In the
crab. It is you get all.
Whatever you get to say.
Yo, you wait.
It's an art form.
Here's the thing.
That restaurant that I was kind of
motherfucker.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You get to experience every temperature that you could possibly want. Do you want it lukewarm? You got it. Do you want it piping hot on the outside? You got it. You want that crispy crunch? You got it.
I do have
when we
to
serve
ask.
ramen next year, we heat the bowls to like right out of the right out of
Everyone gets a hot pot. Every single time.
But the broth is ice cold.
Right. I do have to ask David. As far as that goes, by the way, everybody, we had a ramen event.
I appreciate you helping, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I only did like 80% of the work. It's not a big deal. But
80%. I give you like 90.
This is like going to be the loudest podcast ever.
Oh,
I love it.
Don't get paid.
We did a ramen pop up. It was Tyler's recipes. The fucking ramen was outstanding. By the way, it was fucking delicious. However, with the side dishes that we served, one of them was
yeah,
they were crispy crab balls, but I didn't realize they were going to be fucking baseballs. Like they were. Why did you make them so fucking big?
That's
time.
It was probably out of laziness and time, and I knew how many orders, and I was like 2 per order. Divide that in half. That's as much. I've got 2 hands. Easy clap, baby. Like,
you guys, I wish you could have seen his face because he tried to do math on the fly, and it just like it totally shut down. Everything just shut the fuck down.
When I got home, I opened the fridge, and because Dave was still there quietly to myself, I'm like, you lazy fuck. I go, how many orders did you make? He goes, 17. I was like, we have 16. So there's almost no room to fix anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Like,
here's the good news.
You guys always want a buffer, man. You want like a 10% buffer.
We
like,
sure did. Don't know what 10% is. And
I know.
And we'll never know. We'll never know.
You don't know what 10% of 16 is?
We'll never know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
That's on me.
incalculable.
That's on me.
I mean, if anything, if we're talking 10% of 16, I had that. If I also
you want
don't
10% orders, David, not
orders.
Okay.
And
Oh
then,
my god.
Sorry, continue. And then I got my one thing about the. Sorry, this is the first time that all three of us has got to sit and talk about the event itself. Like,
okay, so one is yes, I heard a note.
It wasn't told to us. It was told to Amelia.
I know. But it was like I heard a note that the inside of the crab rangoon balls was not as hot as desired. Therefore, we make them smaller next year. Call it a day.
He was in the hospital that Monday, by the way.
That's fine with me. Hit your shots. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That person, he doesn't pray enough, if we're honest.
I believe they said it was acute food poisoning. I believe was the
Yeah, they spelled pneumonia really weird.
What was your thing?
I thought it went, first of all, it was way smoother than the 2 previous years.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But I like the hiccup to where people like Whitney started to panic a little bit, like, these orders didn't go through. Where the 2 people, they were Abby and Andrea, and then, well, I was like, Whitney was like, some orders didn't go through. I was like, they didn't place orders. They looked at it and then drove in. And she was like, no. I was like, no. The 2 people that know each other, that are friends, those are the 2 that didn't go through. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else was. There were people picking food up I had never met. Like,
I saw that, and I was like, that was definitely a back into the left moment, like the JFK assassination. I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, there's no way that 2 ghost orders that we had, were where like, you know, Abby and Andrea from high school. I was like, Abby? You know, I don't want to like dead name her, but like, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I can understand her freak out because in her mind, what she's thinking is if these two didn't go through, there's probably like 6 or 7 more.
I thought you
that
meant
did.
Abby's freak out. I was like, hit your shots. Like,
No, no,
hit
Whitney's,
send.
Whitney's.
Well, yeah.
You know, I understand Whitney's. You know, like freak out moment to be like, oh shit, is there 7 or 8 or 12 or 15 more that didn't go through?
Well, I mean, even with that being said, after Whit said that, I was like, if someone pulls up and we don't have it, they don't get it. Nobody prepaid. That's kind of the point. If there is a hiccup, like, sorry you drove over here, but I have a count.
Oh, they didn't they just pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were prepaid.
No, all of that was. I mean, payday of.
Gotcha.
Because that's also.
Did she not have a Venmo like on there or something?
She
like
did.
on the sheet to order
She did.
Yeah, she did.
And she had one at the table for
Right.
people that walked up.
QR code.
But I was just assuming that was for like some people. I didn't realize nobody paid.
No, that was everyone.
Gotcha.
You're just leading me blind.
No,
you're just like David.
It's how it's always been.
David.
Oh yeah, David.
Also, I haven't gotten paid for that yet.
You're not gonna.
Okay, cool.
I will
cool.
say,
Yeah. By the way, I'm keeping the rondo.
Yeah. I'll fuck you up.
No, it's actually cleaned in my garage.
I have some
that's
ramen
fine.
downstairs for you actually.
Don't eat it. It's pretty old.
I was gonna say it's like 2 weeks old. At
Not
this point.
that one. Not that. Anyway, but the event,
It's so good.
the event proper absolutely was like not much better. Like not like previous years were horrible by any means, but
just
it's
smoother.
It was better. Par cooking noodles.
Yeah.
Par cooking noodles
And portioning.
beyond a shadow of a doubt. That every year, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because also like we didn't have to, rely on the. Don't get me wrong, like cooking in a industrial kitchen where you have walk-ins and freezers and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to make it easier. Like it wasn't a worry in the world.
Honestly, what I would do if we had the time to like break down the order per hour, look at it out like from 12 to 1, we have this many orders. Okay, well, it's 6 of this. Set up 6 of those. 2 vegan, 2 what, and they just like set up all and boom, boom, boom. Pour your broth, fucking go, dude. And like,
that's what we used to do at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I mean,
Well, I know it's a lot of time management because that's really. I mean, we were on a time crunch.
yeah.
Oh my God,
That
it's Harrison Ford of the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Indiana Jones game.
I keep
Indiana
forgetting
Jones.
about that.
It's so good.
Is it?
It's good.
Is it?
It looks.
It's
I
really
watched
good.
Hollow play like
I started
2
playing
hours
it. I
and
started playing it
stopped.
last night. It's really good.
everything. Actually, Tim even said it because I started reading reviews too. Every basically millennial playing it is like, dude, I'm getting punched in the nostalgia right now. Like when you punch someone, it's the same sound
It's
effect.
the same
from
sound
the movies.
effect. Everything. The whip
that
sounds the
really-
same.
yeah.
Everything.
As long as it's better than Ghost, then nothing matters. Anyway, so
Well, there's a lot of games that are better than Ghost. Let's see.
there's you're right.
Mario
Like
Brothers,
Pogger,
Pogger
What's Ghost?
of Tsushima.
of
My
Tsushima.
first thought went to the Swayze movie Ghost.
Jesus
It's better than
Christ!
Ghost. That's a really weird comparison, man. But
Anyway, back in Vegas. So Momofuku. So the hot chicken sandwich, like fried. It was kind of like it felt like a Nashville hot almost, or something where like they fry it and then they dump
Was it
in
a
some-
Korean fried sandwich?
Yes,
I got you.
It was that. They did not hold back on the spice. It was very spicy. Like anything hotter than mayonnaise or fucking
White rice. Yeah.
whatever. Like Brian's like, geez Louise, this is hotter than a Starburst. But in truth, they did not hold back on the spice. It was very punchy. But they had like pickled red onions, or I don't remember what else, but like some other accoutrements that were on there to like stink it up. Best performance. Who's gonna win this one?
it says butter pickles and iceberg.
I don't care. That one. Okay. By the way, like everywhere that I go
There you
so far,
are.
out of the 2, people are gung ho for thick cut pickles. Like they are just all in on like the boar's head of that region, or maybe it's boar's head, just big ass pickles everywhere.
I highly doubt Momofuku is doing boar's head pickles. I highly doubt that. I'm guaranteed.
Maybe they make their own. I don't
was
know,
gonna
but
say
like,
they
but they
make their own.
still, but even then they make that selection to then cut them thicker than what?
So they probably get them by the bucket.
Probably so.
All this shit's
Who
pre-made.
the fuck makes
microwaved.
pickles?
I made pickles at my restaurant, but I mean it also closed, so
yeah.
I
fuck
was
me,
like,
right?
well, how'd that go?
Yeah. Not great. Not fucking great.
Welcome to
Momofuku.
hell.
Pickles were dope though.
Like egg slut, 10 out of 10. Momofuku, 10 out of 10. No notes. Absolutely. Well, there's like a mart or like a market upstairs, one more floor up, so floor 3 or whatever. And we were talking about what do we want to do for dinner, and the place where I wanted to go was a like a shaved meat. They make their own like big fucking massive flatbreads that they then have their own like rotisserie spit shaved meats that are there, and they have sauces and all kinds of stuff. I don't remember the name of this place.
Was it like Mediterranean style or like a?
It's all fusiony, like
Like Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah. No, I think it's more like shawarma.
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah.
yes, that. Well, that claim was denied.
Zing!
Anyway.
Shout out to Luigi. I just want
That claim was denied, and we went to a place called the Blue Ribbon. It was another like staple that's on the 3rd floor of the Cosmo. The Blue Ribbon was great. The best part was the actual manager on duty who gave my someone else sitting next to us, not my counterpart, 5 or 6 different of the best dispensary locations and experiences that you can
weed's
imagine.
legal out there, man. It's awesome.
So that was very, very cool. The service was very nice. But anyway, I ended up having the shawarma fusiony type place the next day whenever we were walking around and finishing up our all of our events, and it's just a bunch of expo stuff. So we're just walking around.
We have time,
all day.
more or
We
less,
have time and shit. So anyway, Vegas food wise, outrageous beyond belief. Would go again. Ellipses. If someone's paying for it.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
No, I have not.
We
New
got
Orleans
to
is on the
change
list.
that.
Yeah, New Orleans is on the list, and I want to go to like the Northeast. I want to go to like New England. I want to try like real lobster rolls and like seafood on the fucking. Yeah, that's on the list for sure.
I personally.
And Colorado. I want to go to Colorado.
Oh, I thought you said. I heard like
For what?
Colorado. I'm like
The beer.
That's
Okay.
The beer scene. Yeah.
I heard like Colorado.
Amelia has a
like,
cousin
as
in,
it's in the Northeast. And I was like, no.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I want to go to Colorado, Northeast
I'll
Colorado.
say New Orleans, I like a lot. It is fun. The food is amazing. New Orleans is also the dirtiest city I've ever been
that's
to.
what I've heard that from everybody that's been.
I
down
would, again, I think always go because I love Creole food. But if I had to choose, I would rather go to the Northeast because I've also been up there. I enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Like it's slower, of course.
Yeah.
Like New Orleans is,
That's more my speed too, because I don't give a
everything
shit about.
closes for an hour,
Yeah.
and then
I don't give a shit about Mardi Gras, and I don't give a shit about touristy shit. Especially growing up in Vegas, as long as I did, I just I don't care. Like I'm just like, go the fuck home. Like, and I understand like that's commerce, and that's the whole reason that the city exists, and this and that. But I think the best thing to do is to ask locals, like, hey, where do you go? Like,
You just
where
said
do
The
you
Witcher.
eat? Where do you eat? Is this a Witcher?
It's a CD Project Red, and that's 100% a Witcher.
Shut
right there.
Hold on.
Oh
shut
no,
the
it's
fuck up.
Cersei or not Cersei.
But she has the silver sword.
Sorry, guys. The Game Awards is
Game
still
Awards is
streaming in
on.
the background. I
Yeah.
saw CD Project Red, who did
Siri. Is that her name?
I can't
Siri.
watch.
No,
this
her
right
name
now.
is Siri.
Yeah.
I can't watch this right now. We're live on the air. We can't do this right now.
I know. Sorry.
We can't. I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I'm a huge Witcher fan though. I can't. And anyway,
All right, Tim. Someone's in the
Well,
woods.
the controls
fuck you up.
The controls
There's
way over
fog.
there. I can't do anything about it. I can't.
Just don't look at the screen.
Anyway, so back to New Orleans.
yeah. So my favorite thing to do is like to ask locals. Like if you get in an
yeah.
Uber or whatever, be like, hey
hell
man, where
yeah.
do you like to eat? Like where do you guys eat? Things like that. And when we were down in Nashville, Dennis, JJ, and I, like we asked around, like, hey, where do you? I was like, because
Honky tonk, baby.
like no, that was fucking JJ. Don't get me wrong. That shit was dumb. But like asking people, like, hey, where do you get hot chicken, or like where do you get burgers, or like where do you get this and this? That will lead you to some really amazing places. I recommend doing that for travel. Not that I travel a lot, but when I do travel, I try and
But
ask
you
locals.
can go. I mean, if Like for a dude's trip, if you and the boys be willing, we can take a train. We can drive to Paducah and take a train to New Orleans in a day, 2 days, something like that.
What?
Yeah.
I would love to take a train. I've always wanted to take a train across the United States. Legit.
I think it's like 2 days to get down there, or a day and a half, something like that. But that's what stops. Like, yeah. I mean, there was going to be that. They were going to put that high speed rail that goes from Chicago to New Orleans, and then I guess that got scrapped.
I think the next year we're not doing anything, but the year after, I think we're trying to go to Seattle, if I remember correctly. So
For Owl City.
Yeah. Dude, JJ would die in New Orleans.
Owl Silly. For what?
JJ would disappear in New Orleans.
Why?
Because he would he would walk away and do something, and it's like, where's JJ? And it's also not a safe city in the slightest.
Yeah, I know.
Which I don't know. I mean, Las Vegas is also kind
Las
of
Vegas has its places, is what I'll say, but like it's nothing like going down on Bourbon Street to be like,
most of New Orleans is dangerous.
Yeah, if you're a tourist in New Orleans, like obviously.
Oh, we had a fun time.
I've also heard that too.
Went to the market, you naked a burger.
I didn't know. Yeah. Shout out to
first time. I think.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Nate, how was the burger? Nate, it was so good.
No, I
What
remember.
is that like Buffalo Bill
We haven't made that specific distinction.
or Xerxes? You'll
remember,
find
like,
I'm a kind god.
It sucks that you're not watching this, Tim, because this is.
I can't wait to see it later. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
David meeting up with us, and he's like, "Why the fuck did I get a burger?"
I want to point out when I went to Nashville, one of the absolute best burgers I've ever had in my life, legitimately, was from a fucking trailer outside of this vinyl record shop that also had a bar in it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
None of those words make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So we went to this place called Vinyl
I was at the toilet tractor and boy howdy.
Exactly.
Their Diet Coke on point.
They give you a burger, a gun, and a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it was the best night of my life. Yeah. But there's this place called Vinyl Tap, and inside there's a bar. Also, one of the best beer lists in fucking Nashville that I saw. It was fucking fantastic. And then they have a vinyl store in there. And outside there's a food truck, and all they do is burgers. There's 2 different burgers.
Hot and cold.
No, those are David burgers.
Well, one's hot, and then the other one, the middle's cold.
Hey,
They call
genius move.
They call it the baseball crab rangoon or something. I don't know.
Third place, you know.
No, but one of them is loaded with like lettuce and tomato, and the other one's plain. But they both come exactly the same way: 2 patties, cheese, pickles, sauce, and then either one has lettuce and tomato, the other one doesn't. So we just got it plain. Because I asked the bartender, I was like, "Hey man, how's that burger shop outside?" And like he stopped pouring the beer and turned around, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this
Fight me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sprays chrome on his mouth.
Witness me. No, so he goes, there's this magazine I've legitimately named like Skips Me, that they go around the country and all they do is taste burgers from around the country, and that one was within the top 20 of all the burgers in the United States.
And there's like 26 burgers in the U.S. easily.
That's it. Yeah. And so I was just like, there's no fucking way. And of course I tried it. And like, I remember taking a bite and just like setting it down and then like looking over at Dennis, and he just looked at me, and we both had this like, oh fuck look on our face. And it was just like, it was perfect. Like I didn't want anything added to. The only thing that upset me was that it was over when I was done. Like it tasted like 3 more. That's what it tasted like.
That moment, I had a couple of those in Vegas, and I had a couple of those like I'm very like, I'll emote a little bit, or I'll like dance or something, like whenever I'm having something really nice. And same exact idea. There was so many. One of my other coworkers had something with seafood in it, but it was like just. I'm more of a components guy. I'll go, this part of this was perfect. I get it. Thank you so much. The sauce that she had with this dish was out fucking outrageous. They again on the Orlando trip, they looked to me a couple of times for food recommendations, and I think I pulled through.
Did you get a Cubano while you were down there?
Nope.
You failed. Yep.
Nope.
You failed.
I didn't have a car or anything, but we're gonna.
Speaking of components, Ashley and I, my wife and I, we went to Agave and Rye.
Yeah.
And we got this taco. First off, their tacos are fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
I
and
don't
they're
like
huge.
Agave.
they're
Right.
absurd. I didn't really. It was fine. Is the way I would describe it. We got this one that had steak and shrimp and mac and cheese and like fucking fried onions and all this shit. And like the sauce on it. And like I tried everything. The steak, the shrimp, the sauce, the fried onions, all that was great. And then the mac and cheese was just there.
Yeah.
And I was like, this adds nothing to this. And it's not good. It was zero flavor inside of it. And anyway, that just goes to your point of like components matter. It's not, as a composed dish, it was fine. But if you would have taken that mac and cheese out of it and like maybe put rice in it or something, I don't know, probably would have been like 1,000 times better.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
I'm staring at this screen. I just saw the nameless king in an open field from Dark Souls 3 in an Elden Ring-esque like landscape. What in the FromSoft fuck is this?
Okay.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So I've been Tim.
David.
Ty.
All right, y'all. This has been Failing with Style. We appreciate y'all hanging out. Have a good night.
See you.
Love you.
Mm-hmm.